When's the first time you saw the video?
I'll be honest. I try not to. I try not to look at it. But I think the first time I've actually watched it was the morning my agent called me and told me it got released. So that was the first time I've actually seen it.
What'd you think then?
Honestly, I went into a real dark place. Because I hadn't seen it before. Then I just kind of relived the night. And
what led up to the elevator?
It wasn't much that. It was just a bad night. It wasn't much that you could say led up to it. Obviously, me and my wife were drinking. But one thing nothing should have led up to it. It was just a bad. You don't want to think about what led up to it, but obviously that's what that was just the worst case scenario that could happen. As a man, you don't even want to put yourselves in this, in them situations. And
what'd she say to you that set you off that you would do that?
It wasn't. The thing about it is, it was in the heat of an argument. I really couldn't remember what was said because we had been drinking and doing. It was a long night, and it just was one of them situations where, and like I said, if I had to go back on it, it all came down to decision making. I'm a better man than that. I made the worst decision of my life, and I'm thankful to have my family. I'm thankful to have my wife. As much as I'm hoping for an opportunity as a second chance to play in the game, I'm thankful for my second chance at life. I'm not incarcerated, and I have a chance to raise my family and be the man that I'm capable of being.
What was that next morning like for you and your wife when you woke up?
Well, the next morning, the night went by so long. On the drive back, it was just one of them situations. We didn't know the magnitude of our situation, until.
When did you?
Until everything started to come out. You don't realize that, this is, not that we didn't take it as a big deal. Obviously, when you get put in handcuffs and you're in a situation, it's a big deal then. And but we didn't, like I said, you get home, you do all the right things, you call the people you're supposed to call, you call it, and it's, they kind of like, you kind of got to let it simmer. And then.
Did the Ravens try to hide this?
Nah, I think, like I said, we follow protocol. Call the head of security. You report everything, and I don't think there was a way you could hide it because of who I am. I think there's no way. I haven't had a track record. I was clean before, and and I've been clean after. I've had a history of no kind of violence in my life.
Had you ever put your hands on your wife before?
Never. I say that in all honesty. I've never, ever put my hands on my wife. This was solely a isolated one-time incident. And but just to be clear, one time is too many. One time is it shouldn't happen once.